Hey everybody, my name is Luke, again with another lab video, and today we are going to be talking about IP routing and getting that set up and configured. So the ultimate goal of this lab is to make sure that PC0 can ping PC1 and vice versa. So let's go ahead and double check that we can't do that real quick, and verify that that's where the problem is. So we're going to open up PC0 and go into our command prompts, and then we are going to ping the 192.168.100.2 interface. This should fail. So we're just waiting on it to fail now, and it timed out. So that's another phrase for failure. So let's do the same thing on PC1 to make sure that it does the same. 192.168.0.2, and this should fail as well, and the requests are timing out, so it is failing. So first thing we need to do is check it out at the physical layer, and looks like we're all good to go there. We're all green. So next thing I like to do is check over our interfaces to make sure that those are set up correctly. Let's go into PC0 and look at our configuration, and looks like we don't have a default gateway set up, and we don't have an IPv4 address set up either. So let's go ahead and do that real quick. So we'll do 192.168.0.2, and then our subnet mask is going to be a /24, and then we will assign our default gateway to the router 1 interface. So we'll do 192.168.0.1, and let's verify that our changes went through. So let's do ipconfig/all, and looks like it did. We're all ready to rock there. So let's check out router 0 to make sure that our interfaces are set up there as well. So let's enable, and then let's do our IP interfaces brief command, or show IP interfaces brief command rather. So 192.168.0.1, which is what that should be, and 10.10.10.1 is correct as well. So let's look at router 1, because router 0 is correct. And we'll do the same thing there. So let's do enable show IP interfaces brief, and our 192.168.100.1 is configured correctly, but our gigabit 0001 interface is unassigned, so we need to go and configure that really quick. So let's go ahead and do that. So let's do configuration terminal. Let's go ahead and rename it while we're at it, router 1. And so we're going to do interface G0001, IP address 10.10.10.2, and then we're going to do 255.255.255.252 because it is a /30. And so let's end off there and redo our show IP interfaces brief command to make sure that our configurations went through, and it did. So that's all good to go there. And so lastly should be PC1, and we are not configured with the default gateway there either, nor a IPv4 address, so we need to configure those there as well. So let's do 192.168.100.2, and that should be a /24, and then put our default gateway as the router's IP address. So let's do 192.168.100.1, And again, let's verify that those changes went through. So we need to do ipconfig/all, and those did as well. So all those are set up. So let's go ahead and ping our routers again, or ping our PCs again to see if they can connect to each other. So we'll do ping 192.168.100.2, and our destination host is unreachable. So let's do the traceroute command to see if we can figure out where that disconnect is. So do traceroute 192.168.100.2, and it is failing at the 0.1 interface, which is our router 0. So what we're going to have to do is configure an IP route. So what an IP route will do is it will send our destination address over to the next interface's address on the next router. So we're going to configure it like so. So IP route, destination, IP address, destination subnet mask, and the next hop interface on the next router, which is literally the next interface on the next router. So first let's go ahead and see if any IP routing is configured on this router to begin with. So do the show run, and I do not see any IP routes on here, so we'll need to configure those. So let's do conft, and then we will do the IP route, and this is going to be the destination, so 192.168.100.0, 255.255.255.0, because it's /24. Then our next hop is going to be the G001 interface, which we just configured. So we'll do the 10.10.10.2 interface. So that is configured there. And then what we're going to do is go to the next interface and configure the same there, but kind of the opposite, where we'll do the 0 interface instead. So we'll again do the show run command to make sure that we don't have any IP routes already that need either removing or editing, and we do not. So we'll do configuration terminal, IP routes 192.168.0.0, and then this is going to be a 255.255.255.0, and our next hop will be 10.10.10.1, and so we have that going there as well. So let's go ahead and do a ping command again to see if our routing is working. So ping 192.168.100.2, and we have replies. Okay, and let's do the same on the other PC to see if we are getting the same. So we'll do ping 192.168.0.2, and we have replies there as well. So that is our lab. So essentially what we need to do is configure the G001 interface on router 1, because that was not configured. We need to configure our PC's interfaces as well to make sure those are up and going, and then we establish a couple IP routes so that our ICMPs knew where to go on the next router so that it can reach the destination. That is our lab, and thank you for watching.